I've been doing that for about 14 years. And I have an associate's degree in administrative office technology, a bachelor's degree in business and office technology, and an MBA and a master's of business. So today I was asked to kind of do a little workshop for the youth. I usually do a financial workshop for my parents about once a year. It's basically teaching finances 101. And it's just purely things that I've learned from working at the bank, taking a lot of notes, attending different seminars and things like that. So everything that I put together, I basically learned on my own. And so with the kids, as you all know, I have Jayla and Caleb. So one day I was sitting at home, and how all this came about was, wouldn't it be crazy if I work at the bank all this time and my children don't know anything about banking? And I realized that most parents, they really don't understand banking either. So how can we teach our kids if we don't understand it ourselves? And nowadays, everybody does Cash App. And which Cash App is good, it's convenient, it's easy, it's accessible. But the thing is that Cash App is not a bank account. It's not a bank account. Your money is not secure. It's just what I like to call a pass-through. Somebody pass the money to you pass it on to your account. It's just a little pass-through. It's also a good thing to have, like I have Cash App as well, but as soon as I get a Cash App, I shoot it out now. I send it to, my account, because about a year ago, people's Cash App money was disappearing. So that lets you know that your money is not secure. But it's also good for traveling. And one thing that I've always said is that when you go out of town, make sure you have some cash, but do not take your debit cards or your credit cards with you. Put all your money on a prepaid card and have a little bit of cash. That way, you spend all your money on a prepaid card and that's it. And if you lose your wallet or anything like that, they can't get nothing off the prepaid card, and all your other stuff is safe at home. So that's my little introduction. So tonight I just want to highlight bank accounts, IDs for kids. Yes, kids can get IDs and they do need them. And signatures, because they don't teach cursive anymore in school. And I think that they are bringing it back. They're trying to bring cursive back, but I think they're starting at the primary level. But the thing is you really don't have to know how to write everything in cursive. You just need to know how to sign your name. And so when I was teaching Jayla and Caleb, they were tracing the little letters in the alphabet in the little cursive book that I found, but they were really struggling with it. So what I did to teach them how to sign their name was that I took a highlighter and I wrote their name in cursive on a white piece of paper on the highlighter about 3 times, and I let them trace it over and over again. And that's how they learn how to sign their names. So kids, if your parents know how to sign or write in cursive, get them to write your name in cursive on a piece of paper and a highlighter, and you trace that. And I'll show y'all how to do that tonight as well. So, like I was saying in the beginning, while Cash App provides many bank-like services, it's not a bank itself. It is a financial service platform that partners with federally insured banks offer for its features. The distinction is important for understanding how your money is. This distinction is important for understanding how your money is handled and protected. Okay, so kids, if you are 16 years old or older, your parent can open you a bank account. They just have to be on there with you. If you're not 16, you could go the prepaid route. There's a bunch of prepaid cards, made especially for teenagers and preteens, where your parents can load the money straight from their cards, straight from your bank account. And whatever you put on there, that's all they can spend. And you can get notifications while you're spending. If they lose the card, because you're the parent, you can lock the card and order another one. Also, these cards that I'm speaking of grow with the child. So let's say they're not 16 and you get a prepaid card. One of the good ones that I used for Jalen Keller was the green light card. It was really, really good. Because the green light card, you load the money on there from your account for your kids. They spend it. After they spend it, that's it, until you put more on there. But they also have access to see how much they have, when they're spending it, and where they spend it at, so that teaches them how to manage their money. Also, with the green light card, it grows with the child. So after the child becomes 16 years old or older, and they start, y'all start getting jobs and everything, you can get your check direct deposited on the green light card until you open the bank account. Also, you want to ask your parents to open your savings account. Because you need to save money. But when you want to go to college, want to go on trips, want to do this, want to do that, you'll have it in your savings account. But the thing is with your savings account, you can't touch it. Unless it's an emergency. And a lot of adults don't understand that, but you ain't supposed to touch it. You ain't supposed to touch it. You got your rainy day fund, and it ain't raining. Don't touch it.
That's right.
And like I said, some prepaid options, parents for their kids, like I said, I recommend Green Light. That's my number one. Jalen Keller did really well with the Green Light card. It taught them how to manage their money. It taught them to check their account to see if they got enough money. And also with the Green Light card, when you go online with your parents to order it, I'll get to you just a second. When you get online to order it, you can put your picture on it, like you can personalize the front of it. Another one is BizKid and FamZoo. These are debit cards linked to a parent's account, allowing kids to manage their own money within parental set limits. Now let's talk about IDs. Now most of us adults, we have IDs and driver's license. And when you get to the high school and middle school, you'll have school IDs. But you really need a Georgia State issue ID. And kids and parents, you can get a child a state issue ID at any age. They could be 0 to 99 years old, and you can get them one, as long as you can sign for them. And this is important because everything that's going on today with kids, unfortunately going missing and things like that, if they have this ID on them, they can be identified. And when they get older, say 16, which is basically the age where they start doing everything at, when you get 16, you're going to need an ID to go get your learner's permit. Now they also accept your school ID, a report card, anything with their Georgia GTID number, which is the number that's in the school system that they're in, that they're identified throughout the state. You can use that, but I'm telling you, having them to have an ID, that's the best thing to do. And then also, after they turn 16, and they start applying for colleges and things like that on the application, jobs, they'll have an ID to apply for those things. And as long as you can sign for them, and all you have to do is have a piece of mail proving that the child does live with you, you are the guardian, you can get the ID. You just pre-fill out the paperwork online before you get to the state driver license place. And it's really, really simple. I when they were in primary school, and they thought that was the biggest thing they thought they had, driver's license. You couldn't tell them nothing. They had them in their wallet, and also, this is how you get taught responsibility, because when you get your IDs and your driver's license, you always got to have it with you. You can't go nowhere without it. So this taught them how to keep it with them, how to always have their wallet, but now you can put it on your phone. So if you get your ID and you have your phone with you all the time, like my two do, and don't tote no pocketbook or no bag or anything like that, make sure you let your parents help you scan your ID into your phone, because you're going to have it on you at all times. And parents, you can scan your IDs into your phone. I can help you with that too. And now I want to talk about signatures. Signatures are important because they serve as proof of identity, consent, intent, providing legal weight and authenticity to documents and agreements. And also, I am a notary public, so if y'all need something notarized, come see me. Y'all get a family discount. Y'all get a family discount. So, kids, when you're signing documentation, make sure you read what you sign. No matter how long it is, no matter how short it is, read what you sign. And if you don't like what you're reading, don't sign it. This is all about signatures, because once they have your signature on there, you're basically saying, I consent to this. So, this is important. When you're looking at documents and when you're signing documents, make sure you read it through the document. And if you don't agree with the terms, or if you don't like what's on a piece of paper, do not sign the document, okay? That goes for you too, parents. So now we want to talk about tithes. Y'all hear us talk about tithes all the time in church. Does anybody know what paying tithes is? Anybody? I don't know what tithes are. Okay, so basically paying tithes, I'm going to give you the definition. Tithing means to give the first 10% of what you have to God like a thank you gift. So, 1/10 is very small. But a lot of people like to argue that it's big. It's really, really small. Some adults think it's too much. And it really ain't. Giving 1/10 is really not that much. Say, for instance, you do your chores at home, your parents give you money. You got a birthday coming up, you get birthday money. Then at the end of that time, you count it all up, and you got, let's say, $100. So 10% of that, guess how much it is? $10. So, if you have money that your parents give you, or that your relatives give you, get birthday money, get just because money, make sure you pay your offering and your tithe. So the Lord will bless you. It's not that much. It's not that much. It's only a 10. And then the final one, yeah. So that was, we talked about signatures because they're very important. Do y'all know what checks are? You know what checks are? You know how to fill out a check. I'm gonna teach y'all how to fill out checks too. It's pretty easy. So basically, a check is a piece of paper. It's a legal document that's tied to your checking account. Now, you want to write checks for important things because checks are your paper trails. You know, I know y'all like paying for stuff in cash, but you can't track cash because once it's gone, it's gone. So, if you got a field trip coming up, well, they don't take checks at school, but they do money orders and things like that. You have to pay in money orders. You save your receipt from the money order. If you got gotta pay for something big at school or anything like that, write a check. When you get your checking account, write a check, so then you could go back and say, I did pay it. Cause after you write the check, your parents can go back and pull up the images on the check on their statements. And if somebody say that you didn't pay it, you have the proof. But this is only for large things. Okay? Large things. So I'm gonna teach y'all how to write a check. I'm gonna teach y'all how to sign your names. And then now I will take questions. Y'all got any questions? No, you I'm trying to teach y'all about money and things like that. Any more questions? No questions? Y'all have any questions? Adults, parents? Any questions? Is it, I guess it's self-explanatory? Oh. Not delve into investing, but as far as kids go for investing, I would wait until they get older, past 16, to kind of understand that. And as far as investing, it's really just your preference on how you want to invest and which company you want to invest in. So it's just really, what you are comfortable with doing. Because company A that's doing investments at this rate might not be very number friendly than company B, if that makes sense. It's just all according to how much you're willing to invest, how much you're willing to put in, and how much you're willing to lose. Most of the things I saw on investments, I Googled it, and they really didn't have, I haven't seen anything, but y'all can let me know if y'all have seen anything, but I haven't seen anything as far as kids investing. Now with, I know the Green Light and the Cash App, they do have a little Bitcoin thingy on there where you could shoot money to the Bitcoin, but I haven't gotten into the Bitcoin and all that yet. Yes.
You did mention carrying some cash on vacation. What's the safe amount of cash? Because my rule of thumb is no cash. Because, like you said later on in the thing, that once the cash is gone, it's gone. You can't get that back. So I hardly ever carry cash. But you said carry cash. What's the safe amount?
When I go out of town, I have at least 150 on me in cash. The rest I have on cards. But like I said, it's your preference. If you don't want to take any cash at all, that's fine. If you want to split it, have half in cash, have half your money on the cards, you can do that. But it's really just up to you and what you're comfortable with. Because let's say, like I was saying earlier, lose or your suitcase get left at the airport, or your wallet gets stolen or something like that. Then you get over to the place to file this and file that, and then you get over there and they only take cash. Then you'll have that little bit of cash with you, or you'll have a little bit of cash to buy, what you need to get, the ball rolling to get your wallet and stuff back. So it's really just what you're comfortable with going out of town with. I'm comfortable with going out of town with 150 and the rest of it on my prepaid card. And I can tell you, when I went to Mexico about a year ago, I put all my money on my Cash App card and didn't have no problem. I swiped it everywhere. And I had only, I had about $80 in cash. And they took it up there, it didn't ping or nothing. And also, another good thing to do is, before you travel, before you go out of town, let your bank know you're going out of town, or else they're gonna think you're fraud. Now we have the chips in the car, and they tell us at work, oh, the chip knows where you're at. But these people are finding ways to bypass the chip and get your money. I see it every day at work. I see it every day. What are you gonna say?
No, it's just a rule of thumb that a lot of people pay with their phones now.
Oh yeah, I boot my phone everywhere. I love it. Yeah, but a lot of people don't trust the wallet on the phone. But I'm telling y'all, it's good. It's encrypted. Because what happens is a lot of us when we're in crowds and things like that, because it happened to me one night at the football game. My kids skimmed my card, standing in the concession. I was just trying to get some nachos. They skimmed my card. And that was the first time it had happened to me. So what it is they have these what we call skimming devices. So what they do is you think somebody just sitting beside you, but they have a device, right? So what you want to do is, you can find them on Amazon. They're called RFID blockers. And it's made like a debit card. And you just put it in your wallet and it'll block them from skimming your card. And so, for those of you that like to touch a debit card naked, as I say, just slide it in your pocket, don't have it in a wallet or nothing like that. Start putting it in a wallet. Because they can walk up on you and skim your card because it's not in the wallet. They also make RFID wallets for men and women that protects you from that. So kids, if you don't tote backpacks, purses, or anything like that, make sure you have your wallet and make sure you have your cards in there. Because just sticking them down in your pocket, that can expose you for your card being skimmed. And also it damages the card. Just sticking them in your pocket, it rubs the numbers off to where you can't see them. So you don't want to do that. Yes, ma'am.
How do you know all this stuff?
I know it because I see it every day at work. People come in, they file what we call disputes because somebody has hacked their account and they've lost X amount of dollars. So what we have to do is we have to go in the system, and if it's 10 transactions, we have to go in and select all 10 transactions and do a dispute for each of those transactions. So another thing is, once you realize that money is missing and you didn't do it, call the bank immediately. Don't wait. And if you don't use online banking, start using it. It's wonderful. You just log into it and you can see your stuff. Because that's the third thing. Well, the first thing I do is pray, and I'll check my money so I can know where I did for the day. But it's a good thing to check it in the mornings because processing happens between 12 o'clock and 4 a.m. That's when all the transactions and everything start processing through. And one thing, I don't know about I know other banks will do it if the transaction is pending. They will go ahead and file a dispute. But at Truist, if the transaction is pending, you cannot file a dispute. We have to wait for it to post because what was happening was people were doing stuff and changing their mind and saying that they got defrauded and so we was losing our money. So now you gotta wait till it posts. Because 9 times out of 10, when people were doing that, they just purchased something and they changed their mind about it and they were trying to get the money back from us and from the store. And so what was happening was we'll go in and file a dispute and the transaction is pending for $25. Then when processing is happening between 12 and 4 a.m., we get to work the next morning, the transaction gone. So they don't got $25 from us and $25 from Walmart. That's what they do. I'll tell you, that's what they do. And don't do that, people of God. Don't do that. Because when something really happens, and your account really in trouble, and you need help, they ain't gonna approve it. So you gotta do right. You gotta do right. Also, kids, don't let your account go negative if you can help it. Because kids, don't let your account go negative. Because that's showing the bank that you're not serious about your money. And if you leave it negative for 90 plus days, you'll get a charge off. And that goes on your credit. You don't want that on your credit. So this is why it's important, if y'all get your accounts, if you get your prepaid accounts, it's important that you go in there and you check your balance. Because if you got $10 in there, you trying to get something with $25, you gotta go without it. You gotta wait. You don't wanna overdraw your account. The bank does give you a little cushion. You could go up to $100 negative, but don't do it. Because if you keep doing it, they're gonna flag your account. You don't wanna do that. Because if you keep overdrawing your account, now they think you're doing it on purpose, and people do overdraw their account on purpose, and then when it gets to where they need overdraft fees refunded and things refunded, it doesn't get approved because you're consistently overdrafting. But if you don't overdraft as much, and they know that it was an emergency, like I had to get gas and I just had to go over my card, they'll give it back to you. I know at Truist, we do one overdraft return every, I think it's every 6 to 7 months. So if you go over by accident, they'll give you a courtesy credit of the $36 back. But if you do it in September, where we are now, then if you do it again between now, before next September, you're not gonna get approved for it, because it just occurs. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am?
With people doing, just say you got $5,000 in the bank, okay, but you done co-sign with somebody.
Oh,
Can the bank take that payment out of your account?
yes, ma'am.
Oh, I know it.
That's why I said, read what you sign. That's why it's called a co-signer, because you are co-responsible. Because I'm telling you, you call, you better really trust that person, you better really love them. Don't do it. Because I co-signed for somebody, and they didn't pay for that car. Guess who they came after? I would never do it again. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So, unless you really trust that person, you really believe that they're gonna pay you back, just like, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't be like me, making 2 car payments at one time. Paying for my car and another car that I don't know whatever happened to it. I don't know what happened to the car. But I had to pay do them loans, if you have to do it, just do the minimum, because them loans will haunt you forever. And make sure if you have to get, some of us, we have to get a loan. If your parents have to get the loan, make sure you do the minimum. Choose the loan with the lower interest. Try to go through a bank first to get the loan, instead of going through the education and all that stuff. 'Cause the interest is $500. So that's why it's important to read. That's why it's important to do good grades so you get scholarships and your mom and dad ain't gotta worry about your student loans. Scholarships pay for your school and you'll have minimum debt. Cause the whole thing is not being in debt. That's the whole thing. And also with your savings accounts, and this is for adults as well, with your savings accounts, make sure that you have a good interest rate on your savings account. Now, the money market accounts, which is a step up from the regular savings account, they have a higher interest rate, but you got to put more money in there. Cause at Truist Bank, our money market accounts, you have to have $15K in there to get I think our interest rates right now on our money market account is 2.80 or something like that, almost 3%. So the more you put in there, the more you earn back. And with the money market account, you can't go in there and be transferring from your rainy day fund. You can only do 6 withdrawals per statement cycle, and that's with the regular savings as well. 6 withdrawals per statement cycle. If you go over that, they're gonna charge you. Now you're losing money out of your savings. Okay? Any more questions? Alright, well, I thank y'all, and I will be in the back with your kids, adults. If you wanna come back there, you can come back there as well. I will teach you how to write in cursive too. I got the handouts and I have a copy of my slide presentation in there. I also have my business cards from work as well, and I have my notary stamp with it too.